Okay. Today we will discuss the electromotive force of a cell. Okay, cell or battery means it is the device used to drive the electric current or charge in the closed circuit. That is called electric cell or battery. Actually, cell and battery, these two are different. Battery means it is the group of cells is nothing but battery. In that battery, cells may be connected in series or parallel. But in general, in battery, cells are connected in series. Okay, so the group of cells is nothing but battery. Okay, the symbol for cell. Cell also plays the same role. It also, when you connect this cell across the resistance, it also drives or sends the current in the circuit or charge in the circuit. The charge will flow. Okay, in order to send the current through any conductor or resistor, what it requires? It requires the potential difference across them. Suppose in order to drive the current in this resistance, it requires the potential difference across them. ఈ రెండు పాయింట్స్ మధ్య పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి. ఆ పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేయడానికి across the 2 points of the resistance, across the 2 ends of the resistance, a cell is connected. When you connect the cell here, then the cell maintains some potential difference across them, and due to that some current passing through the resistance. Suppose this cell is having no resistance, because in the construction of the cell, it consists of 2 plates, which are called metal plates, which are called electrodes. Electrolyte is also there. In chemistry also, electrolysis chapter is there. In any cell, 2 electrodes are there. That means 2 metal plates are there, and they are dipped in a as acidic solution, which is called electrolyte. Because of chemical reaction between the plates and the electrolyte electrolytic solution, one plate acquires the positive charge, another plate acquires the negative charge. The plate which acquires the positive charge, that is called anode, and it is the cathode. Or it is the positive plate, it is the negative plate. As it is positive plate, it is said to be having more potential. It is said to be having negative potential means less potential. In this way, some potential difference is developed across the 2 terminals of the cell due to chemical reaction between the electrolyte and electrodes. So that means because of chemical reaction, chemical energy is developed. Because of chemical energy is converted into electrical energy because of cell. So what is the on what principle cell works means it converts the chemical energy into electrical energy. Okay. So in a cell, as one plate acquires the positive charge, that plate is having positive potential, another one is negative potential. Okay, when you connect the here in between the 2 terminals of the cell, suppose there is no resistance, such type of cell is called, in between the 2 terminals of the cell, if no resistance is there, such a cell is called an ideal cell. Suppose this is a ideal cell. Okay, when you connect the 2 terminals of the cell to the across the resistance, then this cell drives the current. This cell drives the current in the circuit. Suppose at the place of resistance, suppose bulb is there, filament bulb is there. That filament bulb is the filament in the bulb is having some resistance. No, that resistance is this one. To illuminate the bulb, what we have to do? To illuminate the bulb, the electric current must pass through the filament. Further, across the filament or across the bulb, we have to maintain the potential difference. To maintain the potential difference, the 2 terminals of the bulb is connected to the battery or cell. Due to that, some current passing through the bulb, and the bulb will illuminate. Okay, in order to glow the bulb or in order to illuminate the bulb, potential difference should be maintained, due to which some current passing through them. Similarly, when you connect the 2 ends of the resistance across the cell, then the cell maintains a potential difference across the 2 ends of resistance, and due to that, potential difference is created here. Due to that, some electric current passes. Some electric current passes. When electric current passes, means electric charge is flowing. దీంట్లో electric current flow అవుతుంది అంటే electric charge pass అవుతున్నట్లే కదా, because the rate of flow of charge is nothing but current, electric current. That's why some charge is flowing because of potential difference between the 2 ends of the resistance. That potential difference is provided by the cell. That means this cell consumes their energy, electrical energy, to drive the charge in the circuit. The cell utilizes their energy because chemical energy is converted to electrical energy. No? That electrical energy is consumed by the cell to drive or to send the charge in the circuit. In turn, some electric current passes. The electrical energy required to drive or send unit charge. Unit charge means 1 coulomb of charge in the closed circuit. Because this is the closed circuit, no breakage is there. This is the closed circuit. In this closed circuit, the electrical energy required to drive 1 coulomb of charge or unit charge by the unit charge in the circuit by the cell is called the electromotive force of the cell. The electrical energy consumed to drive 1 coulomb of charge or unit charge in the closed circuit by the cell is called electromotive force of the cell. Our electromotive force ni E anna. Electromotive force ni E anna. దీనికి ఎటువంటి internal resistance లేదు కాబట్టి అంటే the resistance offered by the cell is called internal resistance of the cell. But here there is no internal resistance. That's why in between the two terminals of the cell దీనికి electromotive force ఎంతైతే ఉందో ఈ రెండు టెర్మినల్స్ ని తీసుకొని ఇక్కడ కనెక్ట్ చేస్తాం కాబట్టి the potential difference across the resistance is also same as this one. So because this is the electrical energy required to drive the current, the same potential difference is developed, the same potential difference equivalent electromotive force is developed across the two ends of the resistance, because it is the resistance outside the cell. That's why it is called external resistance. R is called external resistance. Whatever the resistance exists outside the cell, that is called external resistance. External resistance. Okay. Suppose if the cell is having some resistance, then that resistance is called internal resistance of the cell. Internal resistance always in series with the cell. Our internal resistance R only. This total together is called the cell. Cell is having internal resistance R. Suppose if the cell is having internal resistance, in that case, when this cell having internal resistance R and EMF E is connected across the cell, then it maintains the potential difference across the two ends of the resistance, and due to this, some current will pass through that. What is the total current passing through the circuit? Total current passing through the circuit I is equal to whatever the current passing through the cell, that is called main current. Main current passing through the circuit. Main current. Cell ద్వారా pass అయ్యే current is main current అంటామండి. The main current ఇక్కడ as this main current when reaches the point here, only one resistor is there. There are no other branches. That's why the same current will pass through the sectional resistance also. Okay, therefore main current or electric current passing through the sectional resistance I is equal to circuit లో cell ద్వారా supply చేసే total EMF. EMF is nothing but potential difference only. ఇక్కడ in order to drive the 1 coulomb of charge, whatever the work done, that is the potential difference. To drive the charge 1 coulomb of charge in the circuit, whatever the work is done by the cell, that is called electromotive force of the cell. Or it is the total potential difference supplied by the cell. Okay, so potential difference is equal to the total EMF of the cell is equal to total potential difference supplied by the cell across the resistance, total resistance in the circuit. So total EMF applied, EMF and potential difference both are having same units, same dimension form. EMF is nothing but potential difference only. That EMF creates the potential difference in the circuit. So if EMF is the cause, potential difference is the effect. ఎందుకంటే సెల్ ద్వారా అప్లై చేసిన EMF వలన ఇక్కడ పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ డెవలప్ అవుతుంది. సెల్ లేకపోతే పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ ఉంది. కాబట్టి బికాజ్ ఆఫ్ EMF only, potential difference is developed across the resistance. That's why if EMF is cause, the potential difference is the effect. Okay. So the total EMF applied by the cell in the circuit to drive the current by total resistance in the circuit. The internal resistance of the cell is always in series with the cell. Now in this closed circuit, what is the total resistance? Tell me. Whatever the current passing through this resistance, the same current will pass through internal resistance also. Then what is the total resistance in the circuit? Tell me. What is the total resistance in the circuit? Because according to Ohm's law, current I is equal to total potential difference by total resistance. No, total potential difference means the total EMF applied by the cell is equal to E by what is the total resistance in the circuit? Total resistance means effective resistance in the circuit. E by what is the total resistance in the circuit? Yeah, this I current passing through this resistance, same current will pass through this internal resistance of the cell also. That's why these two are in series. So effective resistance in the circuit is capital R plus small. This is the electric current passing through the circuit or resistance. So do cross multiplication. Then, so this is the main current passing through the circuit. Do cross multiplication. Then V is equal to I into capital R plus small. Or E is equal to I capital R plus multiply with I capital R plus I small. I small. What about I capital R? Okay, E is the EMF. What about capital I into capital R? I is the current passing through the external resistance, because other than this internal resistance across the cell, only this is the external resistance. Across the external resistance, because of potential difference applied by the cell, I current passes. Then what is the potential difference across the external resistance? I into R now according to Ohm's law. IR is the potential difference across the external resistance. As these two ends are connected between across the cell, the internal resistance one connects only, but internal resistance is in series with the cell, that is inside the cell. But in order to show the internal resistance here, I have drawn here. Actually, internal resistance is inside the cell. So when two ends of this external resistance are connected across the cell, means whatever the potential difference here, the same potential difference exists across the two terminals of the cell. The potential difference across the two terminals of the cell is called terminal voltage. That terminal voltage is equal to potential difference across the external resistance. So IR is the terminal voltage or potential difference across the external resistance. In plus I into smaller. I into smaller means that is the potential difference or potential drop across the internal resistance of the cell. That cannot be seen by us. ఇక్కడ external resistance కనిపిస్తాం కాబట్టి potential difference or potential drop is there across the external resistance to apply the current. Then internal resistance మనకి బయట కనిపించదు. But in order to understand the internal resistance here, I draw outside the cell. But actually it is inside the cell only. That is always in series with the cell or in series with the circuit. Okay, so I into R is the potential drop or potential difference across the resistance that cannot be seen. That is lost. In total EMF లో potential difference across the internal resistance and అంత లాస్ అయిపోతుంది. That's why that is called loss volt. So I into R is the loss volt. So from this terminal voltage or PD, potential difference or potential drop across external resistance. B is equal to, we can write E minus I into R. This is very, very important. Here IR is the potential drop or potential difference across internal resistance of cell. Internal resistance of cell, or it is also called as the last volt. The last volt and what? Internal resistance of the cell is also called as the internal resistance. PD across internal resistance of the cell or last volt. Okay, so here now whenever the cell is connected like this, is the cell is charging or discharging? Is the cell is charging or discharging? Outside the cell, you see electric current is flowing away from the positive terminal of the cell. Outside the cell, electric current is flowing away from the positive terminal of the cell. Or outside the cell, electric current is flowing from higher potential to lower potential, but inside the cell from lower to higher. If the electric current is flowing from positive terminal to negative terminal outside the cell, then the cell is said to be discharging. While discharging, you see, while discharging, the cell, terminal voltage V is equal to E minus I into R. While discharging the cell, that means while the current is drawn from the cell, in such case the potential difference between the two terminals of the cell, which is called terminal voltage, that is equal to E minus IR. That means terminal voltage is always less than EMF of the cell if internal resistance is there. If internal resistance is not there, if internal resistance is 0, such cell is called ideal cell. In case of ideal cell as small r equal to 0, terminal voltage is equal to EMF of the cell itself. ఇక్కడ సెల్ యొక్క రెండు టెర్మినల్స్ మధ్య పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ ఎంత ఉందో అదే ఎక్స్టర్నల్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ది పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ అవుతుంది. అదే ఈఎంఎఫ్ ఆఫ్ ది సెల్ ఈక్వల్. కాబట్టి when while cell is charging, while the cell is charging, in such case the electric current is flowing away from the positive terminal like this. Okay, while cell is charging, EMF of the cell is E, terminal voltage is V, internal resistance R. While cell is charging, అంటే మనం ఆల్రెడీ రీఛార్జబుల్ బ్యాటరీస్ ఉంటాయి, సెల్స్ ఉంటాయి, లేకపోతే ఇన్వర్టర్ బ్యాటరీ ఉంటుంది, కార్ బ్యాటరీస్ కానీ మోటార్ సైకిల్ బ్యాటరీస్ కానీ. While when you switch on the engine, then every battery starts charging. Charge అయ్యేప్పుడు మన కరెంట్ ఎట్లా పంపిస్తామంటే whenever while charging the cell, the electric current is I is flowing towards the positive terminal of the cell. While charging the cell, the electric current while cell is charging, okay, while cell is charging, the electric current is flowing towards the positive terminal. Inside the cell, what is the direction of flow of current while charging the cell? From positive terminal to negative terminal. While discharging from negative to positive terminal, inside the cell electric current flows, outside the cell from positive terminal to negative terminal. But while charging, the electric current is flowing towards the positive terminal, and inside the cell it is flowing from positive to negative, outside the cell from negative to positive. While charging, in this case, what is the terminal voltage? V is equal to E. You see, as I is reversed in its direction, at the same place you put minus I, minus means plus, so plus I. So while charging the cell, the terminal voltage or potential difference across the external resistance is equal to E plus IR. While discharging, E minus IR. So while discharging, terminal voltage is less than EMF of the cell. While charging, terminal voltage is greater than EMF of the cell because plus IR is there. And charging చేసేటప్పుడు plus IR కి యాడ్ అవుతాం కాబట్టి EMF కి, the terminal voltage is greater than EMF of the cell. While discharging, terminal voltage is less than EMF of the cell. Okay, note down. For charging the cell, the current must be passed towards the positive terminal of the cell. That means the other charging agent whose positive terminal must be connected to positive terminal of the cell. Due to that, current is flowing towards the cell. Okay, note down. Note down. Actually, in chemistry, this concept will be in electrochemistry chapter. Electrochemistry chapter is there. In that chapter, this concept is there. Okay. Resistance in series and parallel are completed. Resistances in series and parallel are completed. Okay, that is completed. Electromotive force of the cell, that is also completed. Node points. Node 1. In any closed circuit, when you supply EMF by the cell to the circuit, when you apply the EMF to the circuit by the cell, then only electric current passes. That's why the cause for the flow of electric current in the circuit is EMF. That's why EMF is the cause. Electromotive force is the cause. Because of this electromotive force applied by the cell, some potential difference is created across the resistance in the closed circuit. Due to that, some electric current passing through any branch of the circuit or any resistor. That's why potential difference is created because of this EMF. Potential drop is developed because of this EMF. That's why potential drop or potential difference is the effect of this EMF. So potential difference is the effect. In case of ideal cell, the internal resistance is 0. In case of ideal cell, internal resistance is 0. Internal resistance R is equal to 0. In such case, terminal voltage, you see, while charging or discharging, when internal resistance is 0, terminal voltage is equal to E. Here also terminal voltage is E. That's why in case of ideal cell, the internal resistance R is equal to 0. Therefore, terminal voltage means it is the potential difference between the two terminals of the cell by charging or discharging. Terminal voltage R, it is the potential difference across the external resistance. Terminal voltage R, external potential difference across external resistance. TD across external resistance. V is equal to EMF of the cell itself. Because small r 0 while charging or discharging, V is equal to E property. Terminal voltage or potential difference across the external resistance, V is equal to EMF of the cell itself. Okay. Third one. Suppose three identical resistors are given. Three identical resistors are connected between 2 points A and B in series as in the diagram. Okay, we know. Here, across the first two resistances, these two are connected by means of a conducting wire. These are connected. Across these two resistances here, it is connected by means of a conducting wire like this. In this case, what is the effective resistance? Suppose if these wires are not there, then in between A and B, what is the effective resistance means? Definitely we can say 3R. Harshvardhan. Definitely we can say 3R. If these conducting wires are not there, if conducting wires are there like that, then what is the effective resistance? Once it was given in mains. Simple problem, of course. Hmm. 2R/3. Okay, we will check. Suppose if the resistors are given like this, and here across these two resistances, one conducting wire is there. Across these two resistances, conducting wire is there. It is a conducting wire. It offers no resistance. Conducting wire. It is also conducting wire. Conducting wire. Okay, as this point, the point where the different wires are joined together, that's called junction. At this junction and at this junction, between these two junctions here a conducting wire is there. ఇక్కడ మధ్యలో రెసిస్టెన్స్ లేనట్లే కండక్టింగ్ వైర్ కాబట్టి దట్స్ వై these two points together, these two points are said to be joined together. ఇక్కడ ఈ రెండు పాయింట్స్ ఒక కండక్టింగ్ వైర్ తో జాయిన్ చేశారంటే ఈ రెండు పాయింట్స్ ఒకే పాయింట్ దగ్గర అంటే కోఇన్సిడెంట్ గా తీసుకోవచ్చు మనం. ఈ జంక్షన్స్ కి నంబరింగ్ ఇచ్చేయండి. ఇది 1, ఇది 2, 3, 4. Because when you see directly how these resistances are connected in between A and B, we cannot say directly. That's why we have to rearrange the diagram. We have to rearrange the diagram. Okay. Between A and B, we have to find the effective resistance. R effective is equal to RAB between A and B. That is equal to question mark. That is our A. So you note the AB points here, A and B. These are the AB points. Between A and B, we have to find the effective resistance. You rearrange the diagram. You see here, this junction 1 is connected directly to A by means of the conducting wire lines. That's why A and 1 can be imagined at the same point, at the same junction. తర్వాత 1 is connected to 3 by means of the conducting wire. కాబట్టి 1, 3 రెండు కూడా ఒకే పాయింట్ దగ్గర తీసుకోవాలి. 1, 3 both are connected at the same point or same junction. Next, 4 and B are connected at the same point by means of the conducting wire here. That's why 4 and B can be imagined to be at the same point. B and 4. Okay, next, this junction at 4 is connected to junction at 2 by means of the conducting wire. That's why 2 and 4 can be imagined to be at the same point. 2 and 4 రెండు ఒకే పాయింట్ దగ్గర ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి అట్లా ఇమాజిన్ చేస్తాం. అన్ని పాయింట్స్ అన్ని జంక్షన్స్ వచ్చేసినాయి కదా. AB లో వచ్చి 1 2 3 4 వచ్చేసి. Now we note down the resistance. Between 1 and 2 one resistance is there. 1 is here, 2 is here. Between 1 and 2 one resistance is there. This is one resistance R. So we have noted this one. Between 2 and 3 one more resistance is there. 2 is here, 3 is here. Between 2 and 3 one more resistance is there. This is also R. Okay. This is say R1 is equal to R. It is say R2 is equal to R. It is say R3 is equal to R. Actually, this is R1. R1 is equal to R. It is R2 is equal to R. Next, between 3 and 4, one more resistance is there. 3 is here, 4 is here. In between these two, one more resistance is there. R4, R3 is equal to R. This resistance is also noted. This resistance is noted. All resistances are noted now. Now, how they are connected between A and B? Between A and B, how they are connected? If conducting wires are not there, these three resistances are connected in series between 2 points A and B. That's why effective resistance is 3R. But when conducting wires are like this, then the three resistances are in parallel. When three identical resistors are connected in parallel, what is the effective resistance? When three identical resistors, each is having resistance capital R are connected in parallel, what is the effective resistance? So R effective between 2 points A and B, that is RAB, which is equal to R by 3. No? Suppose if these resistances are different, then 1 by RAB is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. We have to write this. Harshvardhan, 1 by R effective is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Numbering not understood. Okay, I will explain again. ఇక్కడ ఈ కండక్టింగ్ వైర్స్ లేనప్పుడు ఓకే కమిల్ when conducting wires are not there, between A and B, three resistances are connected in series like this. Suppose if these wires are not there, then we can say these all three are in series between 2 points A and B. That's why what is the effective resistance means? We can say R1 plus R2 plus R3. That means R plus R plus R. 3R. We can say directly. Okay, come in. Up to this, are you followed? Okay, now if conducting wires are like this, if conducting wires are connected like this, then the effective resistance between A and B is not equal to 3R. The effective resistance between A and B is now not equal to 3R when conducting wires are there. Okay, how? If we can find the effective resistance between A and B when conducting wires are like this. You see, here conducting wire is connected here and here. At this point, this wire is connected, and one end of this resistance is also connected. at the same point. That's why it is called one junction. In the electrical circuits, at the point where the number of wires are connected together is called a junction. మనం కరెంట్ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ బోర్డు ఓపెన్ చేసి చూడండి, ఒకే పాయింట్ దగ్గర స్క్రూ తోటి ఒక 3-4 వైర్స్ లేదా 2 వైర్స్ జాయిన్ చేస్తుంది. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ద జంక్షన్. ఓకే, టెక్నికల్ వర్డ్ జంక్షన్, ఎలక్ట్రికల్ జంక్షన్. సో అట్లా ఇది ఒక ఎలక్ట్రికల్ జంక్షన్, దిస్ ఇస్ వన్ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ జంక్షన్, దిస్ ఇస్ అనదర్ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ జంక్షన్. ఇన్ దిస్ వే నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ జంక్షన్స్ ఆర్ దేర్. ఓకే, అయితే our aim is we have find the effective resistance between A and B. So you note the A, you rearrange the diagram. ఈ diagram ఇట్లా చూస్తే కన్ఫ్యూజన్ గా ఉంటుంది, దాన్ని రీఅరేంజ్ చేసుకోండి. So A, as we have find the effective resistance between A and B, you note the A B points here. Okay, అయితే ఇక్కడ A అనే పాయింట్ దగ్గర వన్ అనే ఈ వన్ జంక్షన్ A కి డైరెక్ట్ గా వైర్ తో జాయిన్ చేసుకునే మధ్యన రెసిస్టెన్స్ లేదు. కాబట్టి A and 1 junction both are at the same point. కాబట్టి A1 రెండు ఒకే పాయింట్ ఉన్నట్టుగా తీసుకోవాలి. ఓకే కమిల్, ఫాలోయింగ్ ఆర్ నాట్? నౌ 1 and 3 both are connected by means of the conducting wire directly. ఈ కండక్టింగ్ వైర్ కాబట్టి వీటికి రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఏమి ఉండవు, డైరెక్ట్ గా కనెక్ట్ చేస్తారు. కాబట్టి ఈ 1 తర్వాత 3 రెండు ఒకే పాయింట్ ఉన్నట్టుగా తీసుకోవాలి. 1 3 as 1 3 are both are connected by means of the conducting wire, then 1 and 3 can be imagined to be at the same place or coincided. 1 3 రెండు కూడా ఒకే పాయింట్ దగ్గర ఉన్నట్టుగా తీసుకోవాలి. ఒకవేళ ఇక్కడ రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఇచ్చాడు అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు 1 3 are not coincided. కానీ ఇక్కడ రెసిస్టెన్స్ లేదు, because it is a conducting wire. That's why 1 3 can be imagined to be at the same point or at the same junction. కాబట్టి here 1 3 are at the same junction. Okay, next you see this one B and 4. This junction 4 and B are directly connected by means of the wire here. But B4 రెండు ఒకే చోట ఉన్నట్టుగా తీసుకోండి. This fourth junction is connected to the second junction by means of a conducting wire. That's why second and fourth must be at the same place. Second and fourth must be at the same place. కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ సెకండ్ కూడా నోట్ చేస్తాం, ఇదే పాయింట్. Now all junctions are noted. AB నోట్ చేస్తాం, 1 2 3 4 నోట్ చేస్తాం. Now you draw the resistances. Between 1 and 2 junctions, one resistance is there. 1 is here, 2 is here. Between these two, one resistance is there. This is over. Between 2 and 3, one more resistance is there. 2 is here, 3 is here. Between 2 and 3, one more resistance is there. It is also noted. 3 and 4. Between 3 and 4, one more resistance is there. 3 and 4 are here between these 2 points. You note down one more resistance. Now all resistances are noted. If you see all the resistances here between A and B, how they are connected? They are in parallel. They are in parallel, very clear, because the 2 ends of 3 resistors are connected between the 2 points only. That's why they are said to be in parallel. When they are in parallel, what is the effective resistance? Because all are identical. That's why R by 3, when n identical resistances, each of resistance capital are connected in parallel, effective resistance is R by n. As 3 identical resistors are connected in parallel, effective resistance is R by 3. R you write 1 by R effective is equal to 1 by R plus 1 by R plus 1 by R. That is equal to 3 by R. R effective is equal to R by 3. Okay, come in. Are you following now? Come in. How they are series? Suppose between 2 points, between these 2 points, if you want to find the effective resistance, then you connect these 2 points across the cell. Then suppose the cell supplies the I current. The cell supplies the ఏ 2 points మధ్య effective resistance find out చేయాలో, between those 2 points you connect the cell. Between which points we have to find the effective resistance? Between those 2 points you connect the cell. Suppose that cell supplies the I current. That I current when reaches the junction here, that I current is divided into 3 parts now, because at this junction 3 branches are there. That's why this I current is divided so that different currents passing through different resistances. అంతేగాని సేమ్ కరెంట్ పాస్ అవట్లేదు కదా, సేమ్ కరెంట్ పాస్ అవట్లేదు కదా. When the resistance are connected so that same current will pass through the each and every resistance, then they are said to be connected in series. But here at the junction, this current will divide into 3 parts, different currents passing through this one. Resistor between 3 and 2 can be placed beside of A and 2. Resistance between 3 and 2. Resistance between 3 and 2. Resistance between 3 and 2 is connected placed beside of A and 2. A కి 2 కి beside A కి 2 కి beside ఉందమ్మా, కానీ ఇక్కడ మధ్యలో వైర్ కనెక్ట్ చేశారు కదా, ఈ వైర్ లేక ఈ వైర్ కానీ ఈ వైర్ కానీ ఏది కనెక్ట్ చేయకపోతే ఈ రెండు సిరీస్ లో ఉన్నట్టుగా తీసుకోవాలి. కానీ ఇక్కడ మధ్యలో ఒక కండక్టింగ్ వైర్ తో జాయిన్ చేశారు కదా, కండక్టింగ్ వైర్ తో జాయిన్ చేస్తే అట్లా తీసుకోండి. ఈ వైర్స్ కనుక లేకపోతే బిట్వీన్ 2 పాయింట్స్ A and B ఆల్ ఆర్ ఇన్ సిరీస్. ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ I కరెంట్ పాస్ చేస్తే సేమ్ కరెంట్ పాస్ దిస్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ దీస్ ఆర్ నాట్ దేర్. కానీ ఇక్కడ జంక్షన్ దగ్గరికి I కరెంట్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత మీకు ఇక్కడ ఇదొక బ్రాంచ్ ఉంది, ఇదొక బ్రాంచ్ ఉంది, కాబట్టి కొంత కరెంట్ ఈ వైపు వస్తుంది, కొంత కరెంట్ ఈ వైపు పాస్ అవుతుంది. అంటే కరెంట్ డివైడ్ అవుతుంది. డివైడ్ అయితే కనుక రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఉంటే దే ఆర్ నాట్ ఇన్ సిరీస్. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఈజ్ R/3. నోట్ డౌన్. Okay, 967 admission number. Are you followed? Okay. Of course, long back is given in mains. Okay, I will try to explain one more example. Okay, in book there are different examples. I will explain. Next, fourth note point. Fourth note point. Suppose there are two conducting wires having some resistances. This is one conducting wire, it is another conducting wire. These two at 0 degrees centigrade. At 0 degrees centigrade, this is having resistance R0 and this is having resistance at 0 degrees centigrade. This is having resistance R0, this is having resistance R0 dash. Okay, of course, A, B, C. Here, this is one conductor having resistance R0 at a temperature 0 degrees centigrade. This is another conductor having resistance R0 dash at 0 degrees centigrade. These two are connected end to end between 2 points A and C. Then, how they are connected? In between these two, there are no conducting wires like this. How they are connected? How these conductors are connected between A and B? Are they in series or parallel? Series. Okay, they are in series. Now, when temperature changes, suppose the temperature increases from 0 to 3 degrees centigrade. Temperature increases. When temperature increases, temperature of the conductors also increases. When temperature increases, what about the resistance of the conductor? Is it increase or decrease? Temperature increase and resistance increase or decrease of the conductors. Conductors ke resistivity increase avutundi, conductivity kuda increase avutundi, resistance kuda increase avutundi. So resistance increase. Suppose this resistance, the resistance of this conductor increases from R0 to RT. The resistance of this conductor increases from R0 to RT dash. Even then, the effective resistance between A and C does not change. That is the concept. Even temperature rises, the effective resistance between A and C does not change. When it is possible, this series combination of the conducting wires, temperature change ayina kuda, increase ayina kuda, resistance between A and C does not change. When it is possible, suppose this is having positive temperature coefficient of resistance alpha, it is having negative temperature coefficient of resistance alpha dash. దీనికేమో positive temperature coefficient of resistance ఉంది, దీనికి negative temperature coefficient of resistance ఉంది. What does it mean? Positive temperature coefficient of resistance means when the conducting temperature of the conductor increases. If the resistance increases, that is said to be having positive temperature coefficient of resistance. In case of some conductors like semiconductors, when temperature increases, the resistance decreases. That's why they are said to be having negative temperature coefficient of resistance. Negative temperature coefficient of resistance. Okay, so here it is having negative temperature coefficient of resistance, it is having positive temperature coefficient of resistance. So when temperature increases, actually at 0 degrees centigrade, as it is having R0 resistance and it is R0 dash resistance, then total resistance between A and C, RAC is equal to R0 plus R0 dash. RAC is equal to effective resistance between A and C at 0 degrees centigrade. At 0 degrees centigrade must be equal to R0 plus R0 dash. When temperature increases, definitely this R0 increases from R0 to R3, R0 dash increases from R0 dash to R3 dash. Even then, the effective resistance between A and C must be same. Effective resistance is same on the when temperature increases. Suppose the resistance of this first wire increases by delta R. At the same time, the resistance of this one decreases now. That's why the resistance decreases by delta R dash for the second wire. దీంట్లో increasing resistance, దీంట్లో decreasing resistance, రెండు equal ఉన్నాయనుకోండి. They cancel each other so that net resistance becomes same now. Increasing resistance in this first wire and decreasing resistance in the second wire due to rise of temperature. రెండు కనుక సేమ్ ఉంటే then అవి సిరీస్ లో ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి వాటిని ఒకసారి జాగ్రత్తగా వినండి. ఇవి సిరీస్ లో ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి దీని రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అయితే రెసిస్టెన్స్ డిక్రీజ్ అయితే అప్పుడు నెట్ చేంజింగ్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ 0 ఈ రెండు ఈక్వల్ అయితే నెట్ చేంజింగ్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ 0 అవుతుందా? ఒకసారి ఇక్కడ చూద్దాం. change in resistance due to change of temperature. Due to change of temperature, effective resistance between A and C change అయింది అనుకున్నాం. ఆ change in effective resistance is delta RAC, which is equal to change in first resistance plus change in first conductor plus change in second conductor. ఇది effective change in the resistance between A and C. అయితే ఇక్కడ effective resistance between A and C does not change. Even temperature changes. Even temperature changes are right as effective resistance between A and C does not change another. But effective resistance between A and C is there. Effective change in the resistance between A and C is delta RAC. A change come zero. Zero come. Delta R0 is the change in resistance of this first conductor due to rise of temperature. Tell me what is the temperature coefficient of resistance formula? RT minus R0 by R0 into T now. That implies RT minus R0, that is change in resistance, that is equal to alpha R0 into T now. The change in resistance of the conducting wire because of rise of temperature is equal to alpha R0 into T. Actually this is the okay. Now here you see from this formula, delta R0 is the increasing resistance of this conducting wire. Tell me what is the increasing resistance of the conducting wire? From this formula, delta R0 plus delta R0 dash is equal to 0. Delta R0 means increasing resistance of this first wire due to rise of temperature from 0 to T. According to this formula, what is the increasing resistance of the first conducting wire? Coefficient of temperature coefficient of resistance alpha of the first wire into initial resistance R0 at 0 degrees centigrade into rise of temperature T plus increasing change in resistance of the second wire. Change in resistance of the second wire due to rise of temperature from 0 to T is equal to same formula. But alpha means here it is having negative temperature coefficient of resistance minus alpha dash into initial resistance of this second wire. Initial resistance at 0 degrees centigrade is R0 dash into rise of temperature 0 to T means rise of temperature T. This is equal to 0. So from this alpha R0 T is equal to alpha dash R0 dash into T. T cancel. Alpha R0 is equal to alpha dash R0 dash. Okay? Temperature, even temperature changes in order to maintain the same resistance between A and C. The condition is alpha into this resistance is equal to alpha into this resistance in magnitude. దీని temperature quotient of resistance into initial resistance is equal to దీని temperature quotient of resistance in magnitude అంటే alpha dash into the initial resistance r naught dash. This is the condition. Based on this also they ask the problems. Okay, so this is also important. Today in study hour we have to do the problems based on this concept. Note down. Okay, shall I erase it? Shall I erase this part? Okay. Okay, note of Gnaneshwar. Gnaneshwar. Alpha, that already I said no. Am I explained how temperature quotient of resistance or not? When temperature increases, the resistance of the conductor, why the resistance also increases in case of conductors. Am I explained or not? Alpha is equal to RT minus R naught by R naught into T. This formula was explained or not? Okay, alpha is the temperature quotient of resistance. Alpha is the temperature quotient of this resistance. Alpha my alpha dash is the temperature quotient of resistance for this coil. Okay. Not explained. H1. Explain cheyaleda Swarantesh. Ee formula cheppana ledha meeku? Alpha is equal to RT minus R naught by R naught into T. Yeah, expansion of solids lo, expansion of gases lo ఏ ఫార్ములాస్ వస్తాయి అదే ఫార్ములాస్ అని చెప్పాను మీకు. ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశాను లేదా అది ముందు చెప్పండి. Swarantesh, am I explaining this concept or not? Said okay, right. Here already I said, I will explain again. Already I explained that one. Okay, anyhow, I will explain. I will revise. At a temperature 0 degrees centigrade, the resistance of the conducting wire is say R naught. When temperature increases to 3 degrees centigrade, the resistance becomes say RT. Increases to RT in case of conductors. Okay. Just briefly, I will revise and because somebody else asked me. Briefly, I will revise and then I go to next one. Okay. So here, because of rise of temperature from 0 to T, the increase in resistance is equal to RT minus R naught for the rise of temperature T minus 0. So it was found that the increase in resistance is directly proportional to rise of temperature, and also increase in resistance is directly proportional to initial resistance at 0 degrees centigrade. Yesterday, I think I said this rule, and I said it is similar to the pressure quotient of the gas, volume quotient of the gas in the expansion of gases. I said, okay, from this RT minus R naught is proportional to R naught into T. RT minus R naught is equal to some proportionality constant alpha into R naught into T, where the proportionality constant alpha, that is called temperature quotient of resistance. Generally, in case of conductors, alpha value is positive. Positive means when temperature increases, resistance also increases. If alpha is negative, when temperature increases, resistance decreases. In previous example, One wire is having positive temperature coefficient of resistance, another wire is having negative temperature coefficient of resistance. In such case only, when they are connected in series, even temperature changes, increase or decrease, the effective resistance between A and C remains constant, provided it follows the condition alpha 1 R1 is equal to alpha 2 R2, or alpha R0 is equal to alpha dash R0 dash. Okay, I think you are clarified now, everyone. Right. Now, generally conductors offers very small resistances. Conductors offers very small resistances. To prepare the large resistances in thousands ohms like that, large resistances తయారు చేయడానికి thousands of ohms resistance తయారు చేయడానికి కార్బన్ రెసిస్టర్స్ ను ఉపయోగిస్తారు. కార్బన్ రెసిస్టర్స్, కార్బన్ రెసిస్టర్స్. So we can prepare the carbon resistors to have the very large resistances as we require. మనకి ఎంత లార్జ్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ కావాలో అంత లార్జ్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ కార్బన్ రెసిస్టర్స్ యూజ్ చేసి మనం తయారు చేయొచ్చు. ఓకే, సో ఈ కార్బన్ రెసిస్టర్ లో మీకు ఎలక్ట్రానిక్స్ నెక్స్ట్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ లో ఎలక్ట్రానిక్స్ అది తీసుకునేటప్పుడు డెఫినెట్లీ యూ విల్ బి హావింగ్ కార్బన్ రెసిస్టర్స్. ఓకే, సో కార్బన్ రెసిస్టర్ లో ఇక్కడ ఈ టైప్ లో కార్బన్ రెసిస్టర్ సింబల్ ఉంది. ఇది కూడా మన రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఏ టైప్ ఆఫ్ రెసిస్టెన్స్, ఇట్ ఇస్ ఆల్సో రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఉంది. దిస్ ఇస్ ద కార్బన్ రెసిస్టర్. ఈ కార్బన్ రెసిస్టర్ లో ఇక్కడ డిఫరెంట్ కలర్డ్ బ్యాండ్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఇదొక కలర్డ్ బ్యాండ్, ఇదొక కలర్డ్ బ్యాండ్, ఇదొక కలర్డ్ బ్యాండ్, అట్లా 3 or 4 కలర్డ్ బ్యాండ్స్ ఉంటాయి. దిస్ ఇస్ వన్ కలర్డ్ బ్యాండ్, దిస్ ఇస్ another colored band, this is another colored band, like this. Suppose this is blue colored band, next one green colored band, అంటే రింగ్స్. సపోజ్ దిస్ ఇస్ ఏ కార్బన్ రెసిస్టర్. ఇక్కడ ఒక రింగ్ లాగా ఒక కలర్డ్ రింగ్ ఉంటుంది, ఇక్కడ ఒక కలర్డ్ రింగ్ ఉంటుంది, అట్లా 4 రింగ్స్ 3 రింగ్స్ ఉంటాయి, డిఫరెంట్ కలర్డ్ రింగ్స్. ఈ కలర్డ్ రింగ్ బ్లూ అనుకోండి, నెక్స్ట్ కలర్డ్ రింగ్ గ్రీన్, మధ్యలో ఏదైనా తీసుకోవచ్చు. మన 2019 మెయిన్స్ లో దీనికి రిలేటెడ్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ దాదాపు 2-3 పేపర్స్ అడిగారు. దీనికి రిలేటెడ్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఇన్ వన్ పేపర్ డైరెక్ట్లీ దే ఆస్క్డ్ వాట్ ఇస్ ద రెసిస్టెన్స్, వాట్ ఇస్ ద రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ కార్బన్ రెసిస్టర్ అని డైరెక్ట్లీ ఇచ్చేసారు. ఇంకో క్వశ్చన్ ఎట్లా ఇచ్చారంటే దిస్ కార్బన్ రెసిస్టర్ ఇస్ కనెక్టెడ్ అక్రాస్ ద సెల్ హ్యావింగ్ సర్టెన్ ఈఎంఎఫ్ క్యాప్ V, దెన్ వాట్ ఇస్ ద కరెంట్ పాసింగ్ త్రూ దిస్ వన్ అన్నారు. కరెంట్ కావాలంటే I is equal to V by R కదా. V అంటే ఇక్కడ ఈఎంఎఫ్ ఆఫ్ ది సెల్, బై R అంటే దీని యొక్క రెసిస్టెన్స్, అంటే దీని యొక్క రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేసి సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేస్తే అప్పుడు కరెంట్ వస్తుంది. అట్లా అడిగాడు 2019 పేపర్. ఓకే, రైట్. ఇది బ్లూ గ్రీన్ కలర్డ్ బ్యాండ్, నెక్స్ట్ yellow, it is yellow colored band, it is gold colored band, gold. ఇట్లా ఉన్నాయి. Based on these colored bands we can say what is the resistance of this carbon resistor between A and AB మధ్య ఈ కార్బన్ రెసిస్టర్ యొక్క రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఎంత, what is the resistance offered by this carbon resistor. Based on these colored bands or colored rings, we can say, how we can say in a simpler manner, there is one code, color coding is there. Based on the color coding we can say the resistance of this carbon resistor. So here we have to discuss the color coding. This color coding is BB Roy of Great Britain has very good wife. BB Roy of Great Britain has very good wife. అదొక కోడ్. సో ఆ కోడ్ ఏంటో చూడండి. B color, digit, Next, multiplied tolerance. Okay, I will explain one by one. Here first we have to write the abbreviations here. VB. Right. In right, first letter is R. BB. Okay. BB right. R O Y. BB right. Of Great Britain. Great. In Great, first letter is Z. Britain. B. Has very good. G. Wife. W. BB Roy of Great Britain has very good wife. Okay. BB Roy of Great Britain has very good wife. BB Roy of Great Britain has very good wife. Color code itla guర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలండి. BB Roy of Great Britain has very good wife. Okay. తర్వాత ఇంకో 3 కలర్స్. సిల్వర్, గోల్డ్, నో కలర్. సిల్వర్, గోల్డ్, నో కలర్. నో కలర్ అంటే ఫోర్త్ బ్యాండ్ ఉండదు. నో కలర్ అంటే ఇక్కడ ఫోర్త్ కలర్ బ్యాండ్ ఉండదు. అప్పుడు నో కలర్ అని రాస్తాం. ఓకే. దీంట్లో ఒకసారి పెట్టుకోండి. డిజిట్ అంటే బి అనే ఇక్కడ బ్లూ, ఇక్కడ బి అంటే ఏంటంటే బ్లాక్. ఫస్ట్ ది బ్లాక్. B means black. Second is brown, red, orange. Of course, we know yellow. Okay. Next, green. This is blue. Violet. Okay. Already here green is there. It is gray. White. Silver, gold, no color. ఇప్పుడు దీనికి రిలేటెడ్ డిజిట్స్ బ్లాక్ అని ఉందంటే 0 రాసుకోవాలి. బ్రౌన్ అంటే 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 ఇట్లా రాసుకుంటాం. మల్టిప్లై వస్తే ఒకవేళ అంటే బ్లాక్ ఉంది మల్టిప్లై కావాలనుకుంటే మనకి 10^0 రాసుకుంటాం. here it is 10^1 10^2 10^3 10^4. ఇక్కడ 5 ఉంది కాబట్టి 10^5 6 కాబట్టి 10^6 10^7 10^8 lastly 10^9. టాలరెన్స్ అంటే ఏంటి ఇది చెప్తాను. ఇవన్నీ ఏంటంటే టాలరెన్స్ అంటే it is the percentage change in the resistance of the carbon resistor due to atmospheric changes. Atmospheric changes and due to pressure changes, due to temperature changes, the resistance of the carbon resistance changes. Okay, such change in the resistance of the carbon resistance due to atmospheric pressure is called tolerance. Due to atmospheric changes is called the tolerance. Ante okay. So here tolerance is the percentage change in the resistance of the carbon resistor due to the temperature of atmosphere changes. So ఇక్కడ tolerance అంటే tolerance is the percentage change in resistance due to temperature of atmosphere changes. It is the tolerance. అయితే ఇక్కడ ఈ కలర్స్ ఇవేంటి కూడా టాలరెన్స్ రిప్రజెంట్ చేయండి. సిల్వర్, గోల్డ్, నో కలర్ ఇవి మాత్రమే టాలరెన్స్ రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాయి. సిల్వర్, గోల్డ్ అండ్ నో కలర్. సిల్వర్ అయితే 10% టాలరెన్స్ తీసుకోవాలి. అంటే సిల్వర్ కలర్ కనుకుంటే ఇక్కడ సిల్వర్ కలర్ ఈ కార్బన్ రెసిస్టర్ యొక్క రెసిస్టెన్స్ లో 10% చేంజ్ అనేది బికాజ్ ఆఫ్ అట్మాస్ఫియర్ చేంజెస్ లేదా టెంపరేచర్ చేంజెస్ వల్ల ఉంటుంది. అట్లాగే గోల్డ్ కలర్ ఉందనుకోండి 5%. నో కలర్ అంటే అసలు ఫోర్త్ కలర్ బ్యాండ్ లేదు. ఇక్కడ లేనప్పుడు 20% రెసిస్టెన్స్ అనేది చేంజ్ అవుతుంది బికాజ్ ఆఫ్ చేంజ్ ఇన్ అట్మాస్ఫియరిక్ టెంపరేచర్. ఓకే, Now, based on in case of carbon resistor, if they ask the resistance of the carbon resistor, definitely we must be in a position to know write this tabular form. Then only we can write the resistance. Otherwise, we cannot write. This short way to remember the table. B.B. Roy of Great Britain has very good white, silver, gold, no color. Okay. Now, based on this, how we can write the resistance of this carbon resistor? Shall I erase this part? Note down. Okay. Now, okay, this first colored band represents first digit in the resistance. First digit in the resistance. Second colored band represents second digit in the resistance. Second digit. First digit, it is the second digit in the resistance. Third colored band represents multiply. Fourth colored band represents tolerance. Okay. మనకి ఇచ్చిన దీని యొక్క రెసిస్టెన్స్ R అనుకుంటే రెసిస్టెన్స్ R is equal to లేదా RAB. ఓకే, R is equal to ఫస్ట్ కలర్డ్ బ్యాండ్ బ్లూ. ఆ బ్లూ మనకి ఈ కార్బన్ ఇన్ ద కార్బన్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ద రెసిస్టెన్స్ వాల్యూ హియర్ ఇన్ దట్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ ద ఫస్ట్ డిజిట్ is represented by blue color. Blue color means where is blue? 6 is there. So first digit in the resistance of this carbon resistor is 6. Next colored band represents second digit. What is the green? Green is having 5. That's why 5. These are the first two digits represented by these two first colored bands in the resistance of the carbon resistor. Third one is multiply. Multiply means into. Multiply. Here it is yellow. In for yellow, multiply is 10 to the power 4. So into 10 to the power 4 we have to write. Okay. Fourth color band is tolerance. While writing the tolerance, you write plus or minus because of this tolerance, if temperature increases, resistance increases. So we have to take plus. If temperature decreases, resistance decreases. That's why we have to take minus. That's why plus or minus here. Plus or minus. Here, as gold color is there, for gold color 5% change is there in the resistance. In this total resistance, 5% change we have to take. Suppose temperature increase means in this whatever the 5% that must be added. If temperature falls, that 5% of this total resistance must be subtracted to obtain the exact resistance. This is the value. Now, okay, so 65 into 10 to the power 4 plus or minus 5%. It is the resistance of this carbon resistor. It is one example. Example 1. Note down. Right. Okay, shall I erase totally? So today in study hour, we have to do the problems based on this tabular form. So we have to find the resistance of the carbon given carbon resistor. If green is there, no. Suppose if green is there at the place of yellow, into green third colored band represents the multiplier. Third color band multiplier. First two colored bands ki digits రాయాలి. ఇక్కడ బ్లూ కాబట్టి బ్లూ అంటే ఇక్కడ ఎంత ఉంది? బ్లూ 6 ఉంది కాబట్టి 6 రాసాం. గ్రీన్ కలర్ అంటే 5 ఉంది 5 రాసాం. First two colored bands represents first two digits in the resistance. Okay, next third colored band represents multiply కాబట్టి into third colored band is yellow. Yellow means 4. That's sorry, yellow multiply means 10 to the 4. 10 to the 4 I have written. Okay, plus or minus fourth color band is the tolerance, that means percentage change in the resistance of the carbon resistor due to change of temperature of the atmosphere. That may be increase or decrease, that depends on the rise or fall of temperature. So plus or minus, gold color means for gold color tolerance is 5%, that's why plus or minus 5%. Suppose they may ask the value, temperature increase అంటారు, అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తారు? దీంట్లో 5% కనుక్కోండి. 5% వాల్యూ అంటే 5/100 into this value. సింప్లిఫై చేస్తే ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది. ఆ టెంపరేచర్ రైజ్ అయింది కాబట్టి ప్లస్ తీసుకుని ఈ 65 into 10 to the 4 ప్లస్ ఆ పర్సెంట్ 5% వాల్యూ ఉంటుంది అది యాడ్ చేయండి. దెన్ దట్ గివ్స్ ఇన్ ఓమ్స్. దట్ ఈస్ ద ఆన్సర్. ఇన్ దిస్ వే యు హావ్ టు ఫైండ్. సో షల్ ఐ erase totally? I think you are having clarity about carbon resistors. Even in your engineering is also it is there. Electronics especially, for electronics people definitely will be having this one. EC తీసుకుంటారు, electronics and communication definitely గా మీకు ఈ కలర్ బ్యాండ్ గురించి వాటి గురించి వాళ్ళు చెప్తారు, అది ఇంపార్టెంట్ కాన్సెప్ట్. ఓకే, shall I erase totally? Okay. Next, electric power. Electric power. So how we can define the electric power? Just a few seconds. Wait. I think it is completed. Okay. So what is the electric power? Suppose here there is an external resistance connected across the cell, having no internal resistance, only EMF is there. When no internal resistance is there, whatever the potential difference across the external resistance, the EMF of the cell is also same, because V is equal to E minus IR. When internal resistance is 0, then applied potential difference across the resistance, external resistance is equal to EMF of the cell itself. In order to drive the current or in order to drive the charge through this resistance or through this circuit, some work or energy is supplied by the cell. Some energy or work is done by the cell. There's some energy supplied by the cell or work is done by the cell. Such work done or energy supplied by the cell in a time t seconds. To send the current in the circuit for a time t seconds, the energy supplied or work done is equal to this one. Then energy supplied or work done per second, that is the power of the, that is the power consumed to drive the current in the circuit. Ikkada to drive the current in the circuit, in the resistance or in the circuit, whatever the energy consumed per second or whatever the energy supplied by the cell per second to drive the current is called the power consumed across the resistance. Power consumed across the resistance. So what about work done? Suppose in t seconds the cell sends the q charge in a time t seconds. The cell sends the q charge in a time t seconds. Potential difference across the resistance is V, that is equal to EMF of the cell. So in order to drive the q amount of charge in a time t seconds through this circuit, what is the work done? Work done is equal to V into q now. V potential difference మధ్య Q charge travel చేసేటప్పుడు Q charge flow చేసినప్పుడు what is the work done by the cell to drive the Q amount of charge through the resistance when potential difference V is maintained. One more example you need. Today in study hour I will give one more because in my notes other example is not there. I think in our materials examples are there. I will send definitely. Okay, Likit. Okay, now the power consumed is equal to, actually when across the distance when cell is connected, the cell drives the charge or sends the charge to the circuit. Whenever the cell is connected across the distance, suppose the potential difference across the distance is equal to say V. Potential difference across the distance is equal to say V. For this potential, whenever the potential difference is maintained, then in a time t seconds, suppose Q charge supplied by the cell to pass through this resistance. Then what is the work done by the cell to drive the Q amount of charge through this resistance at a potential difference of V, that is equal to VQ. I think you know this formula. You correct enough? V potential difference మధ్య Q charge pass activate చేసినప్పుడు what is the work done by the cell in driving the charge through this resistance means V into Q. That is the work done by time taken t. So P is equal to V into this is the work done in a time t seconds. In this t seconds, the cell drives the Q amount of charge to pass through this resistance. Then what is the charge passing through the resistance per second? Q by T. That is nothing but electric current flowing through the circuit. That is nothing but electric current flowing through the circuit. So VI is the electric current flowing through the circuit. So electrical power consumed is equal to V into I. This is equal to, according to Ohm's law, since V is equal to I into R, V is equal to B is equal to VI. V means we can write I into R. V means IR. I into IR into I. That means I square R. That is also equal to V into I means we can write V by R. V into V by R means we can write V square by R. All these are formulas for electrical power consumed to drive the current in the resistance by the cell. ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఎలక్ట్రికల్ పవర్ కన్జంప్షన్ కి ఫార్ములాస్ అంటే నోట్ చేసుకోండి. Okay. Now, heat produces. So, in order to drive the electric current or charge through this distance, this is the power consumed. This is the electrical power consumed. What is the heat energy generated? Because against the resistance here, as I current passes or Q charge flow to this one against the resistance, some work is done. Okay, such work done is equal to this one. That work done to drive the charge is produced across around the resistance as the heat energy. So, what is the heat energy produced? Heat energy produced. Heat energy produced. Heat energy produced is equal to electrical power consumption into time taken. Power consumption. Power consumption into time taken. So heat energy produced is equal to, of course, work done is equal to heat energy produced by time taken. Whatever the work done in driving the charge, that amount of heat energy generated around this resistance in a time t seconds. Then heat energy generated per second is the electrical power consumption. We can say like that also. From this H is equal to P into T now. So H is equal to P into T, we can write. But power is equal to VI. We can write, instead of power, you write VI into T. V is the potential difference across the resistance. I is the current passing through them into time. And V is equal to I square R. P is equal to I square R, we can write. Instead of P, you write I square R. I square R into T. That is also equal to Instead of P, you write V square by R. V square by R into T. You can write. This is the heat energy produced. Of course, heat energy produced is measured in joule. Suppose if they ask to find the heat energy produced in calorie, 1 calorie is equal to 4.2 joule approximately. We can use this formula to find the heat energy produced in calories. Okay. Now, note wise. Note 1. Suppose there are two resistors are connected in series, and the potential difference applied across the combination of series combination of the two resistors is V. As both are in series, definitely same current will pass through two resistances. ఈ రెండు series లో ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి because of this potential difference V across this series combination of the two resistances, same current will pass through that. Same current will pass through that. Then what is the ratio between heat energy is produced across the two resistances? Heat energy produced across this resistance is H1, across this resistance is the H2. So what is H1 by H2? Or H1 is to H3 is equal to what? That is the question they asked. How we can find? You see, what is the formula for heat energy produced? When two resistors are connected in series, when two resistors are connected in series, which parameter remains constant for the same for both? రెండు రెసిస్టర్స్ ని సిరీస్ లో కనెక్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు ఏ పారామీటర్ కాన్స్టెంట్ రెండింటికి సేమ్ గా ఉంటుంది కరెంట్. అప్పుడు హీట్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ ఇస్ ఈక్వల్ ఈ ఫార్ములా రైట్ సార్, I స్క్వేర్ R ఇంటూ T. I సేమే కాబట్టి I కాన్స్టెంట్. సేమ్ టైం లో ప్రొడ్యూస్ అయ్యే హీట్ అండ్ దిస్ మధ్య రేషియో కావాలి కాబట్టి T కాన్స్టెంట్, దట్ ఈస్ ప్రపోర్షనల్ టు H is proportional to R in this case. Therefore H1 is to H2 is equal to, we can write R1 is to R. So when two resistors are connected in series, what is the ratio between the heat and is produced? Means that is in the ratio of their resistances. Okay, second one. Suppose two resistors are connected in parallel like this between 2 points A and B. The resistance are R1, R2. When two resistors are connected in series, the potential difference across this and across this both are same. Suppose if you apply the V potential difference across the parallel combination, when you apply the V potential difference across the parallel combination, the same potential difference exists across this and across this, because the two ends of this resistance is connected between A and B. Here also connected between A and B. That's why whatever the potential difference applied across A and B by means of the battery, same potential difference exists here and here. In this case, what is the ratio between the heat and is produced? H1 by H2 is equal to question mark. Here heat energy produced with H1, here heat energy produces the H2. So heat energy produced in this case H can be written whenever two resistors are in parallel, which parameter remains same for both? Currents are different, no doubt. Suppose if I current sense, because of this potential difference, if I current passes here, this I current divided into two parts, I1 and I2. So currents are not equal, but potential difference across them is same. That's why to find the potential difference here, to find the heat energy here, in terms of potential difference, you write the formula for heat energy produced. In terms of potential difference means, you see, because we doesn't know I, V is constant, R is known. That's why you write this formula, V square by R into T. P means V square by R into T. Here V is same for both. In the same time, heat energy is produced, we have to find. That's why H is inversely proportional to R. R H1 by H2 is equal to R2 by R1. This is the heat energy produced. No doubt. Oh, time is 32. 12:32. Okay. I will start the class now. So today, based on this heat engine produces carbon resistor. Okay, BB Roy of Great Britain has very good wife. Okay, based on this, you have to do the problems. Okay. Have you noted? Shall I sign out? Pranit Bulsu, B. Pranit, Swarantesh. Okay, Nana, bye all of you. Now time is 33, 12:33. Okay, I have not seen. Okay, right, bye all of you. Okay, you too have nice day. Stay home. Okay, that is important. Right, bye all of you now.